still sick. It's the same recording session, as you can tell by the makeup and hair and face and vibe. But don't forget, guys, click down below, join the Patreon, get access to the audiobooks that I've done. I've done Interview with Vampire. The first half of it has been done. There's a new part coming out this month. I've also done Call of Cthulhu, and the prequel Dagon. I've also done Edgar Allan Poe's The Raven, as well as all of my previously released and unreleased covers are in there as well. There's a lot for you to get into. All my vlog music is on there as well, including the song that plays at the end of all my videos. This one. That's on the Patreon. So links down below, go check it out. Now, if you'd prefer to have your name in green at the end of my videos, then you can click join and become a member, or follow the link in the description, which gets you access to the members only playlist on this channel, where all my streams are saved, which means there's over 37 straight days of uninterrupted ad-free content waiting for you right now for $4.99. There's Silent Hill Let's Plays, there's Soul Reaver Let's Plays, there's Dino Crisis Let's Plays, there's Evil Within Let's Plays 1 and 2, Resident Evil Let's Plays, there's also Hangout streams and Q&As, there's also 12-hour streams, birthday streams, everything is on there, no ads, so check it out. It's a lot of content for $4.99. So now that that's out of the way, I feel like reacting to some more alt TikTok today, because I had a pretty decent time reacting to it, I gotta say. I think maybe it's the new compiler, just called alt TikTok. A lot of the music was alternative, and not just that, it was also more obscure songs from alternative bands, rather than just like the one single that everybody knows. You got people like, I love goth music, but they only know Spellbound by Susie and the Banshees. I love Korn. They only know Freak on a Leash. But if you actually went through their Spotify playlists, it'd just be Kesha and Taylor Swift. No, there was actually like legitimate music choices in there that honestly felt authentic. So we're gonna go through them again. I was quite pleased with it, which is why I said in my video, or at least the title said, things have changed, because it was different. I didn't find myself getting pissed off. People dressed like literal Satan, listening to Lil Nas or whatever. Oh, jeez. That's tough. I watched my baby sister go through chemo. It's tough. In fact, I watched a bunch of kids go through chemo. It's awful to watch, and I can only imagine how much more awful it is to go through. Oh, Christ. Well, at least looks like they were staying positive, which is good. And I sincerely hope they're okay. And if they happen to have a charity thing, like if they have a GoFundMe, could someone let me know? Who didn't have that skirt though? Who didn't have that? Everyone had that skirt. They match everything. They match everything. They go with everything. And do you know what always annoyed me about stripy socks and stripy tights? The stripes are too thin. Every time you see like Wednesday Addams, right? Or various other gothy characters, the stripes are usually about 1.5 inches thick, but you will never find stripy tights that have stripes like that. Ever. You will never find them that thick. They're always tiny little stripes like that. But none of the Tim Burtons use tiny stripes. It's so annoying. Surprise, surprise, you haven't worn the giant demonia shoes outside of your room. That doesn't surprise me at all. What was pierced? What was pierced?
It's for girlfriends about their boyfriend. What's his favorite thing to eat? Does he prefer cuddles or kisses? What does he wear the most? What is his pet?
What does he wear the most? I mean, t-shirts would be a pretty, what? That'd be a pretty good answer.
Teeth. What is his favorite thing to do together? What annoys him? What is something you know he loves about you?
Aww.
When is he most moody? What makes him admire you? Would he rather stay in or go out? How often does he need attention? What inspires him? What makes him insecure? Now give your boyfriend a hug.
Apparently, we're not the only parents who have a child that is emo.
What? But Daddy and I love our little...
That's not emo.
I'm not a f***ing emo. Don't you even know
Yeah.
f***ing death?
You can just look at it. Love the pigtails. I'm also really jealous of long nails. Can't really do that. I'm always doing stuff with my hands. There's no way I could get away with beautiful long nails. Tongue piercing is pretty bad. I remember I went with my girlfriend at the time. I must have been about 15, 16. She was excited about getting her tongue pierced. And we went in there and it was like a skin and ink. It was skin and ink in Swansea, which is now gone, I think. Or it's something else. I can't remember. But like everyone went to skin and ink to get tattoos and piercings and stuff. But so she went upstairs to get her tongue pierced. By the time she came downstairs, she was like, I don't feel so good. And then I watched her knees like start to wobble and she went down like a sack of potatoes. And the pain didn't hurt. I think it was just like the shock, you know, of getting something internal pierced. Piercings aren't for me anymore, man. Piercings are not for me anymore. I'm so sick of like the swelling and the healing and the potential for them to get upset again. Like tattoos, far better. If you get a piercing, like if you get your bridge done or your eyebrow piercing or a surface piercing of any kind, it sucks. It hurts, and then you have it, and then it grows out and it leaves a nasty scar, and now you don't have anything to show for what the pain you went through. That sucks. That blows, right? And I went through a lot of pain to get my piercings, and now all I'm left with is a bunch of holes and scars on my face. But if I get tattoos, at least I can keep them. I know I'm getting this one removed, but I'm also getting it replaced with something really cool. And it's only able to be removed because it was black. Piercings like come and go, and they're a lot cheaper to get as well. It's just once you become a little bit older and your income changes, you start to turn your sights to more permanent things like tattoos. For example, which is what I'm doing. I'm definitely more of a tattoo person than I am a piercing person, but I used to get piercings all the time. But if someone had offered me a bunch of free tattoos or like, a sleeve tattoo for the amount that I would have paid for a lip piercing, I would have been like, hell yeah, let's tattoo me. I'd rather get that instead. Which is why you won't see a lot of these like early 20-year-olds, late teenagers with any tattoos. Very rarely will they have any because, people usually don't get tattoos that young. I did. I got this one. I got this tattoo. I got a sleeve tattoo at the age of 18 because I knew that's what I wanted.
Oh, these aren't homemade. They were made in a factory. A bomb factory. They're bombs.
I remember when that body mod became a thing on the scene. I'm sorry if I sound congested. I am sick. There was very, very few people that could actually do it properly. So there was a bunch of amateur body mod artists who were doing it, and it made it look like pig ears, like orc ears. It was nasty looking. Like what they would do is literally just fold the ear over and like stitch it up or something like that. And then there was a body mod artist from Scandinavia, probably Scandinavia, but he lived in England as far as I knew. His name was Samper von Cyborg, and he came up with this incredible way of doing it, which kept the natural formation of the ear. It just made it look more natural, like naturally pointed rather than someone folding your ear in half. And he was the only one who could do it like that, and he was always booked up, and he charged you like 1,000 euros to do it. So I do wonder what it's like now. Are more people able to do it the way that he does it? What? First one there, because I can't play it for you. And it resonates with something I said at the beginning. Resonates with something I said at the beginning of the video. It was Freak on a Leash by Korn. Now it's Chop Suey by System of a Down, which is, the ultimate goth song. Oh! And now it's Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit. Oh! Right up there with the classics. Got Cities and Dust, Bela Lugosi's Dead, pretty much the entirety of Bauhaus's discography, pretty much all of it, even their Go Away White stuff, that was released after the millennium. It's right up there. Limp Bizkit, Fred Durst with that red. Rob Zombie. See, now that's more appropriate, right? Because you got Rob Zombie. Industrial arguably is part of the goth community. Iconically, Rob Zombie was also playing in the goth nightclub at the beginning of The Matrix. It definitely is arguable. Out of all those new metal songs, one of them was arguably part of the goth community. That was incredible. I can't imagine the comments on this TikTok. And people say, I'm not goth.
What you looking for? We got what you looking for. What you looking for? We got what you looking for.
Yeah, school will do that to you. The fact that it's also mandatory Doesn't get any better. You know, you leave school, you have to get a job. Oh, you think getting a job is a willing thing? No, you live in the Matrix. You have to get a job or be homeless. Wish you could have like one of those like, I don't need you. I don't need to work here. I'm getting out of here because this is unfair and I'm not going to stand for it. You think you can have one of those movie moments and walk out of your job? Not unless you got another job lined up. And even if you do, what if they tell your new employer that that's what you did? That's a very pretty promise ring that you got. It's your birthstone, skull on both sides. And it's engraved. Oh. That's also a very nice jacket. That's a very nice gift. Punk will never be cool again. Punk stopped being cool very, very quickly. And here's why. A lot of punks are assholes. Don't believe me? Go to London. Go specifically to Camden Town and walk through Camden. Those guys stand around there like relics of a bygone era. They're to remind you that they were dickheads. Seeing kids being the coolest? Do you know what? Yeah, I honestly think emos were more annoying than scene kids. I think scene kids were way more fun. Obviously, a lot of people forget the toxicity that was the emo movement back in the day. Scene kids, on the other hand, were far more interested in unaliving other people. What with their jewelry, had that butcher knives and stuff on it. They're also way happier, and it was more just about the music and partying. It was great. I like scene kids. I got to agree. Like, when you think of scene kids, you think, oh, God, they're so annoying. Yeah. But their hair was phenomenal, and they knew how to party, so scene kids better than emo kids. Still are. So acne's no joke. For those of you who have never had it, you guys take for granted how much of a privilege it is to not have acne. I've never had acne. I barely got a spot when I was a teenager. And my skin is still flawless now. But for a lot of people, acne is, it's bad. I freak out when I get like one little pimple every now and again, right? I'm like, what the hell has happened to my body? This never happens. But imagine if you will, right? Your entire face erupts. There's nothing you can do to get rid of it. Nothing you can do to get rid of it. Except for take very invasive medication which dries out your skin and makes you look even worse. It's a terrible thing to have. And if you have acne, if you have teenage acne or adult acne, I think you're beautiful. People with acne is so common, I don't even notice it. So I don't even notice it. That's all in your head. And for me and pretty much everyone else, it's not something we're focusing on. No one is. Okay? So you shouldn't feel self-conscious about it. It happens to a lot of people. You are not alone. I hate people who just look like they're putting no effort into their hair, and their hair just does the thing that they want it to do. Fuck you. Oh, it's so easy to get beach waves for you. Look how simple that was. I can't play the song because it's two popular songs playing over each other as a mashup. And it's Last Christmas by Wham, I think. And over the top of it is the vocal track to Break Stuff by Limp Bizkit. Now, imagine how that would sound. And that's the sound they used. And I have to agree, that's exactly what SAT feels like. Anyway, I'm Jake Monroe. I've been very sick. I had a great day today because I made it a great day. And I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye, everybody.